Okay, here we go. In part 1, you learned how to avoid creating AI slop and instead built a high-quality meditation script by creating your own specialized AI team, the team that helped you identify a real human pain point that you are now offering a solution to through your meditation. You also chose a symbolic system that's going to fuel the transformative experience of your audience. And now you have a meditation script that is text-to-speech ready. In part 2, I'm going to walk you through the process or the workflow that I use that turns a script into a high-quality meditation video using a variety of AI tools. And because this channel is all about turning your ideas into income using AI, I'm also going to show you how to take your meditation and turn it into a brand that not only grows your YouTube channel, but can grow multiple streams of online income. And once again, I am sick, so please bear with my crackling voice. Now let's get into what I think is the most fun part in creating meditation videos and content. So, creating a high-value, transformative experience within your meditation script was the first step. Now, how are you going to present that script to your audience? The next step is to choose a voice that's essentially going to be building a relationship, building trust with your audience, and it'll be the voice they hear for the next 20 minutes, 40 minutes, or however long your narration is. For my own content, I like to use my own voice, of course, but in a case like this, where my voice is completely messed up, I also have my AI voice clones that were trained on several hours of my own voice across different tones, pacing styles, and emotional expressions. If you'd prefer to use a voice clone, I'm going to show you 2 things inside ElevenLabs. First, the voice library where you can find pre-made professional voice clones. And second, I'll show you how to use the voice design feature and create whatever voice you desire.
It's time to settle on down now. Welcome, child. It's time to settle on down now. Why don't you just come on down and allow yourself to relax for a moment?
If you're using your own voice to narrate your meditation, good for you. I highly recommend it, and feel free to skip this chapter. For those of you who are completely new to ElevenLabs, it's an AI platform that offers realistic, human-sounding AI voices that you can use for your content. And recently, they've really expanded. They now have image-to-video tools and sound generation, so it's really becoming a central hub for AI content creators. In this tutorial, we're going to focus on voice generation, voice design, background music, sound effects, and video generation. Just a quick and important note, if you plan to monetize your meditation or whatever content you create using some of these tools, you'll need a paid subscription so you have full commercial rights. But you can still use the free plan if you want to experiment and play around a bit first. Alright, let's go to the voice library. There are so many different voices on here, guys, but let's narrow down our results by searching for meditation voices. As you can see, there's plenty to choose from. Let's narrow it down further by choosing the English language. I'm going to choose an American accent, and here's more filters. Quality we will keep at any, so we have more options. Gender, female, notice period, or how long the voice is available to us after the user removes it from the library. I'm going to put that as any. Custom rates, meaning they might cost more credits to use the voice. I'm going to include that because I find that they're usually higher quality or done by professionals. Live moderation means that you can't use the voice for explicit content, and explicit can mean whatever the AI deems is inappropriate. If you wanted, you could also filter it by trending voices, most users, and most characters used, which is sometimes a good way to find great voices. Close your eyes and relax now. Rest.
Find a comfortable place to lie down. Make sure your spine is
Why don't you just relax? That's right. And if it wouldn't be funny, then it would.
Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been.
Famous quotes are like stars, guiding us through thought.
My gentle, trustworthy voice blends comfort and softness with affirmation magic. Best used in wellness content, guided meditation, and sleep narration.
Okay, let's say I want to use this voice. I'm going to click the plus sign and add it to my voices. And when we go to text-to-speech under Playground, we're going to find the voice clones that we added. So here's the Renee voice that I just added. But for this demo, I'm going to show you my whispery ASMR voice clone that I created and show you how our pre-talk or hook sounds like. If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, replaying conversations, worrying about responsibilities, or quietly preparing for tomorrow. And often the problem isn't that the mind is overthinking. It's that some deeper part of the body still isn't convinced. Now let me show you what it sounds like using V3. If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest, only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, replaying conversations, worrying about responsibilities, or quietly preparing. If your mind feels tired tonight, only to notice that the mind is overthinking, recognize something very simple about the human mind. And yeah, I like V3 because it's a little bit more expressive, but it does lose the original tone that we get from V2. So let's say that you can't find the voice that you want in the voice library. Well, I'm going to show you how to design your own. Go back to the voice library or voices, and here you'll find Create Voice. This is also where you can clone your own voice. Okay, personally, for my CHAKRA meditation that I showed you the process of creating in part 1, I really want an older sounding, English-speaking Asian male voice, but with a slight Chinese accent. I could not find that in the voice library, so I'm gonna prompt it to make me this voice. If you need help creating a prompt for your own voice, you can simply ask ChatGPT or the team that you created in Layer 1, and you can use this prompt. Let's open up the settings feature and activate the preview text and adjust the guidance scale to be higher so it listens to our prompt. I want my preview text to reflect the tone of the guided meditation to see if the voice is appropriate or not, so let's turn that on. And I'll add a little bit of a script.
Breathe in deeply and breathe out completely. Open your mind and truly start to begin to let go. That's right. That's good. You are safe here. Breathe in deeply and breathe out completely. Open your mind and truly start to begin to let go. Breathe in deeply and breathe out completely.
Out of all 3 voices, I like voice 2. I can hear the nuances like breath sounds and the realistic pauses. It also kind of sounds like he's speaking from inside a cave, so there's a bit of reverb in his voice. And now I'm going to save this voice design so I can use it in text-to-speech. Alright, in text-to-speech, I'm going to adjust the speed of his voice to a slower pace. This is what Voice Model 2 sounds like.
Uses to fully switch off. You're not alone. Many people lie down
It
to
sounds
rest,
horrible, doesn't
only
it?
to notice their
Yikes.
thoughts continuing
All right, let's
to
try
scan the
version
day,
3.
replaying conversations, worrying about responsibilities, or quietly preparing. If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone.
That's more like
Many
it.
people lie down to rest, only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, replaying conversations, worrying about responsibilities, or quietly preparing.
Now, if you wanted
for tomorrow.
to, you could paste the entire script as long as you made it text-to-speech friendly like we did in part 1. But for me, I personally like to paste one paragraph or section of a script at a time in case I need to redo the generation if there's a word or sentence I just didn't like.
And just knowing that there is nothing you really need to control. Just observing the natural rhythm of your breath, entering and leaving.
Alright, now we are going to edit our voiceover narration. You can use whatever audio editing software you want, but I'm going to show you how to use, in my opinion, beginner-friendly one, which is also free, Audacity. Download the program on your PC. Go to File, Import, and choose the voice clone you just downloaded from ElevenLabs. Okay, now let's create the music. Again, if you need help creating the prompt, ask your AI team for a music prompt. Also, if you've watched any of my other videos on AI music generation, you probably already know that this technology is still in its early stages. These platforms are constantly trying to navigate and work around copyright constraints and how their models are built. And there's also the issue of too many users using the server at one time. So naturally, the outputs can be a bit of a hit or miss. You'll often need to experiment, regenerate, and tweak things to get something that really fits your vision, or at least something very close to it. So just keep that in mind. It's not perfect. You can watch my video on the little tricks and workarounds that I use for common problems. You can also go the traditional route, paying artists or composers for full commercial rights, purchasing royalty-free tracks, or sourcing music from other platforms if you find something that works. But just be aware that you can run into some issues using them on YouTube, which I talk about in my other videos. That being said, if you need help creating the music prompt, just use a prompt like this to ask your AI team. Let's have it give us 2 variations to choose from. I want to keep it at 2 minutes in duration and set the lyrics to instrumental. Okay, let's hear the first variation. Nope, it's easy to hear how bad the quality gets within the first few seconds, and it didn't really listen to my prompt. Second variation. It kind of listened to my ask for monk chanting, but it's a little loud and I need the ending to be loopable, which I should have added in my prompt. Alright, let's try that again. You can make edits to your generation as you go, which is something I really like about the music generation on ElevenLabs. And to be honest, out of all of them, the first variation, the second time around, is the closest to the sound I want, although there's no monk chanting there, but that's okay. However, the quality of the generation is still bad. Like I said, this is sometimes a hit or miss. I think it has to do with the server usage. On another day, I'll use this same prompt and get exactly what I want. But I'm not going to wait around for that to improve, and I'm not going to waste any more credits. So what I'm going to show you is one of my AI music tricks to troubleshoot a bad song using another AI music generation tool to do it. We're going to go to Suno AI. Again, I explain how to do this in more detail in my other video. Now I'm going to use the same music prompt I used on ElevenLabs, but I'm also going to upload that song or that track into the audio here on Suno and hopefully create a decent cover of it. In Suno, you have to manually include the music styles you don't want, which in my case, I don't want piano, I don't want it to be upbeat, pop, rock, harsh sounds, or percussion. Lyrics mode is switched to manual. Weirdness level, I like to have all the way down, and style influence all the way up. And as you can see here, it took me several trials to get what I want. But before downloading it, I'm going to play it with the voice narration I already have up on Audacity to see if it's a good fit.
If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest.
And I'm happy enough with that. Now I'm going to import the song into Audacity.
Quietly collects
I
during
know
the day
already that the
to
song
drop
gets a little crazy around the 2-minute mark and it stops listening to my prompt, so I'm going to listen carefully for it and split the track right there.
If your
Next
mind
thing we want to
feels
do is
tired
decrease the
tonight,
overall volume of the background music. We go to Effects, Volume and Compression, Loudness Normalization. I'm going to try -35 first. Nope, too quiet. Let's try -30. Okay, now let's do the same for the voiceover. I'm going to lower it to about -24.
if your mind feels tired tonight,
Okay, now I'm going to continue the editing, leaving some space in the beginning before the narration starts.
fully switch off, you're not alone. Many
Again, this process is only what a human can do, and AI can't do so well yet.
Many people lie down to rest, only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, replaying conversations, worrying about
You need to discern
responsibilities,
where the
or
appropriate pauses
quietly
should be,
preparing
engaging with it as if you were the
And
listener or participant of this meditation, and how
often
natural
the
you'd want it to
problem
sound.
isn't that the mind is
You want to give the
overthinking.
audience
It's
enough
that
time to
some
process the
deeper part of the
information
body
or the
still
suggestions
isn't
that you are
convinced
presenting to
that
them,
it's
leaving a
safer
little room for
to
self-introspection or reflection. Letting the listener's subconscious mind
Both
absorb the
modern
symbolic
psychology
systems or
and
messages in the session so that it can be
recognize
transformative.
something very simple about the human mind. Before the body can truly relax, it needs Before the body can truly relax, it needs to feel supported. Tonight,
Now let me show you how to take this 2-minute music track and extend it to be longer. You want to copy the track, paste it beside itself,
the natural rhythm
and then
of
you want to
your breath.
listen to where the sound stops and starts again. We don't want it to stop and start abruptly, so we're going to highlight the ending of the first music track, go to Effect, Fading, Fade Out, then highlight the beginning of the second track, Effect, Fading, Fade In. Then I'm going to listen again and cut out any extra silent sections that I don't need until it sounds like it can flow seamlessly together. let's give it a final listen.
Just observing the natural rhythm of your breath, entering and leaving, entering and leaving.
It's a little tedious, yes, but this is where most creators would hire a freelancer or an editor, but you can absolutely do it yourself and become good at it. It just takes some time. And who knows, maybe you want to sell this as a service, a digital product, or earn income as a freelancer selling custom, high-quality guided meditations. Okay, I'm going to keep editing so you can fast forward to the next chapter if you want. And if you actually want to hear and experience this full meditation, I'll post it at the end of this tutorial. Alright, for the demo, I'm just going to keep it at 11 minutes, 11 seconds long, but you could extend the music and have it playing in the background for hours if you wanted to. Just repeat the same process with extending the background music, like I showed you. Alright, now time for sound effects. Let me just show you quickly how you can use the sound effects feature in ElevenLabs to add some sound effects to your meditation. Again, use AI to help you come up with a prompt if you're unsure. Let's say I wanted to add some sound bowls to match the theme of my CHAKRA meditation. In Playground, go to Sound Effects. I'm just going to keep my prompt super simple. I'm going to set the duration to 9.5 seconds, turn the loop function on, and make sure it's listening 100% to my prompt. Another sound effect I might want to add is the sound of a gong. Another example is the sound of fire crackling in the background. And I can then add it to Audacity along with the voice narration and music. A tip is to lower the volume of the sound effects so that they don't sound too jarring and loud. Okay, finally we're at layer 4, creating the visual world for our meditation. For any product, brand, or in this case, a guided meditation designed for YouTube, this is super important. In this step, we are going to create a world that matches the theme of our session, which is a spiritual, sacred space. I'm thinking a temple with monks, lots of deep red, earthy colors, nature scenes, deeply rooted ancient trees. So for your meditation, you want to think about what kind of atmosphere, vibe, and environment you want to house your symbolic system and transformational experience that you are offering your viewers. Here's a few fun examples of what other meditation themes can look like and what you can create.
You fell into, but something you traveled through.
Welcome to the special underwater ASMR experience. It's time to relax.
What we resist does not disappear. It simply waits quietly in the shadows.
I am healing day by day. I am recovering night by night. I am grateful for a brand new day.
If you're still unsure or haven't given it much thought, brainstorm with your AI team. Here's a prompt that you can use so that the AI can offer you some suggestions. So you're going to take those themes and styles that you like, and you're going to ask the AI to create a list of image prompts for those themes, which you can use on any AI image generation that you'd like. If you have an ElevenLabs subscription, you can actually do all of that there using their image generation tools, but I'm going to show you in this tutorial Midjourney and Nano Banana. In Midjourney, I use the following prompt. So let's say I like this one here, but I want to see different variations of it. I can ask for subtle or strong variations. Now I have a bunch of options to choose from. Alright, let me show you on Nano Banana. I'm going to use the same exact prompt. And this is pretty cool, I'll take that. Now we're going to animate our image. You can ask ChatGPT to help you with the prompt, but I also want to show you a cool function that you can use for your meditation, especially at the beginning of the video to get good engagement. And that's to have a character lip sync the first part of our voiceover. In Playground, go to Image and Video. You can see that there's many AI tools that you can find here. I'm going to look for Creatify Aurora, one of the best lip sync tools out there right now. Upload my monk dude. And for the speech, I'm going to choose a script that we've already generated in text-to-speech that shows up here in our history. You can also add a prompt to guide the overall animation or direction of the generation. I'm just going to keep mine simple and just make one variation of it.
If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, replaying conversations, worrying about responsibilities, or quietly preparing for tomorrow.
Okay, now I'm going to create more images which we will animate for our video. I'm going to choose a couple and ask ChatGPT to create the image prompts first. Let's create some in Nano Banana and some in Midjourney. Now this time in image and video, I'm going to choose another image to video generation tool. Literally, ElevenLabs has everything now, which is really cool. So let's use Sora 2. And here's a cool tip if you're stuck on the video generation prompt. Just upload the image directly to ChatGPT and ask it to help you with the animation prompt specifically for the AI tool you are using. Tell it exactly how you want it to look. This is helpful if you're not familiar with cinematic terminology and videography. I always like asking for concise prompts so that it doesn't confuse the AI. Alright, let's make the duration of the video 12 seconds long, and let's turn on the sound feature and see what happens. I don't really like it, honestly. Let's try VO 3.1 fast. This time 1080p, 8 seconds long, and let's turn off the volume. Much better. It feels like I'm walking through the courtyard, and I love the fog effect. You can also animate images on Midjourney, by the way, but for this tutorial I'm just going to stick with ElevenLabs because we've got everything in one place. Let's choose another image to create on Midjourney though. I want to do the grounded, natural earth scene. Let me put my prompt there. I want to add that it be very photorealistic, 4K quality, POV angle, and I want to make the aspect ratio 16:9. Okay, these are pretty cool. I'm going to choose this one, download it, and upload it to ElevenLabs. Again, using Veo 3.1 Fast. A very simple prompt. Yeah, it's kind of strange, but pretty cool. I'll take it. Now we are going to take all of our videos and our soundtrack and put it together in whichever video editor you decide to use. You can use a lot of free video editing softwares like CapCut, Clipchamp, but lately Canva has improved their video editing features and is also free, so I'm going to show you how to create it from there. So in Canva, create a video design. You're going to upload all the videos and music tracks we created. Oh, and remember in part 1 about misleading content and disclaimers? Well, we are going to add the disclaimer slide we created to the very beginning of our video and make it about 7 seconds long. Next, we add our scenes. We can slow down the speed of the video if you want to make the duration longer. In between each video, you can add a transition effect so that the change of images isn't too abrupt. Sometimes I find it better to edit when the sound is also there.
If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest, only to notice their If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest, only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, responsibilities, or quietly preparing for tomorrow. Something very simple about the human mind. Before the body can truly relax, it needs to feel supported.
All right, here's what the intro or hook to our video looks like.
If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest, only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, replaying conversations, worrying about responsibilities, or quietly preparing for tomorrow. And often, the problem isn't that the mind is overthinking, it's that some deeper part of the body still isn't convinced that it's safe enough to fully let go. Both modern psychology and ancient traditions recognize something very simple about the human mind. Before the body can truly relax, it needs to feel supported.
At this point, you should have a beautiful, high-value, transformative video that YouTube won't demonetize and that will build a loyal following with your audience. Most creators either stop here, especially when they don't see quick results, or they try too many different themes and niches that the algorithm takes longer to serve them to their audience. Or they just cross their fingers and hope to get monetized one day while passively uploading and aimlessly creating content with no direction. But remember what I keep saying about not relying on AdSense revenue? Because we are building a brand and an online income stream, not just entertaining content on YouTube. So layer 5 is all about expansion. How are we going to move forward, get feedback from our viewers on YouTube so that we can pivot or adjust our content if needed? And if or when we get good results, how are we then going to build a digital ecosystem around it? How are we going to diversify our online income as a high-value content creator? So just think about the pain point or human suffering that you are offering a solution to or a product for. Could this meditation also become a children's book about, basic human needs? Could it be the first video in a 7-part YouTube series covering all of the chakras? Could it be expanded upon and turned into a digital product that you can sell? Can it become a lead magnet as a quiz? For example, you can use Claude to create a root chakra quiz or financial beliefs assessment, using it to build an email list, or use it as an affiliate marketing tactic, driving traffic to your quiz. And let's say you're an affiliate for Tony Robbins, having his course ads on your website and earning income that way. That's just a theoretical example. You can use Claude Code to build this quiz in minutes. And if you're interested in a more in-depth tutorial on how to do that, I'm making an entire masterclass just dedicated to building literature-based personality quizzes, digital assessments, as well as digital surveys. So just make sure you stay tuned for that next masterclass. This process only took a few prompts and cost me roughly $1.39, which is another crazy example of how what used to cost hundreds of dollars to hire devs or coders to make this digital tool now costs very little, and it's instant instead of having to wait for hours or days. Now let's just talk about the actual strategy behind why we built that quiz. Why do we want to take people off of YouTube? Because YouTube owns your subscribers, but you can own your own email list. If you want to survive as a creator in 2026, you cannot rely purely on the algorithm or AdSense. You need to build a high-value ladder or ecosystem, because when things get tough on YouTube, which yes, everyone has ups and downs depending on the season, the economy, trends, new rules, just algorithm changes, well, you're going to burn out and become frustrated if your only income is coming from the outcome of the current algorithm during those unpredictable times. So this is why I highly recommend using your YouTube channel as a funnel. Your YouTube video is at the top of the funnel, or your YouTube videos, and they're completely free. They build trust by offering a high value or a transformative experience or content. But instead of just asking your viewers to like and subscribe, your call to action is going to be, if you resonated with this meditation and want to know what hidden beliefs are keeping you in survival mode, take this free 60-second root chakra quiz. Link in description. So you see how we're squeezing every drop of juice out of the research and the work we did in layers 2 and 3? You didn't have to reinvent the wheel, you just repurposed the transformative core into a new format. You can use these short form pieces to drive traffic directly back to your main YouTube video or directly to your quiz. This is just one of the ways that you can build a self-sustaining digital ecosystem in the wellness space.
My nervous system can settle. Take this 60-second quiz to explore the current state of your root chakra and listen to the full guided meditation. Like, comment, and subscribe.
This is the difference between a YouTuber who burns out chasing views and a digital wellness entrepreneur who builds a profitable, resilient business out of actually helping people. All right, guys, we've covered a lot in this masterclass. In part 1, we went from having no idea what to create to discovering a niche rooted in a real human experience and a real human need. We built our personal AI team that helped us map human pain points to a symbolic system, and then we turned that experience into a powerful meditation script. And then in part 2, we brought that script to life, we gave it a voice, we built out a full auditory and visual world around it, and most importantly, we stepped beyond just content creation and laid out the blueprint for building a digital ecosystem around our content. And if you've been thinking about starting something in this space, whether it's meditations, digital products, consultation services, or just building something of your own online, please don't put it off. Start small, take one piece of this process and work on it today, and maybe 3 days down the line, you work on another piece of this process. Eventually, you will build something. And of course, there's going to be trial and error, there's going to be experimentation, and there's going to be a need for lots of learning. But that's okay, because whatever time you spend on this is never going to go to waste. Why? Because you are building a system, a skill set, and a potential online income stream. You are building a business or an initiative that will grow over time. Anyway, I'm only here to inspire you. This is what this channel is all about. You are the one that must use your unique ideas, your personal lived experience, your interests, your passions to create the content and the life you want to live. Anyways, before my voice completely goes out, all the prompts that I used from parts 1 and 2 are available for free on Gumroad in the guide that you can download. Also, if you're really serious about this and getting into the right mindset, please watch some of the YouTubers I recommend at the end of that guide. And if you found this masterclass valuable or useful, please like, comment, share, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so you don't miss out on the future masterclass tutorials on building high-value content, transformative content in the wellness space in the age of AI. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and hopefully my voice will be back.
If your mind feels tired tonight, but still refuses to fully switch off, you're not alone. Many people lie down to rest, only to notice their thoughts continuing to scan the day, replaying conversations, worrying about responsibilities, or quietly preparing for tomorrow. And often, the problem isn't that the mind is overthinking, it's that some deeper part of the body still isn't convinced that it's safe enough to fully let go. Both modern psychology and ancient traditions recognize something very simple about the human mind. Before the body can truly relax, it needs to feel supported. Tonight, we're going to gently reconnect with that feeling of support. allowing the body to remember what it feels like to settle again. When you are ready, let's begin. You might begin simply by noticing your breathing and just knowing that there is nothing you really need to control. Just observing the natural rhythm of your breath, entering and leaving, entering and leaving. And as your attention settles there, you may find the muscles around your eyes beginning to soften. Your jaw loosening slightly. Those small places where tension quietly collects during the day, beginning to release. Your shoulders may begin to drop a little lower now, as if they are realizing they no longer need to carry quite as much. And slowly, your awareness drifts downward through the body, the chest rising and falling with each breath, the stomach softening, the lower back settling into the surface beneath you. Your hips becoming heavier, supported, steady. Then your attention continues down through the legs. The thighs relaxing, the knees softening, the calves releasing, until finally your awareness reaches the feet, where the body naturally connects with the ground. And with every breath out, the body may begin to feel heavier, more supported, more willing to rest. Relax and rest. Relax and rest. Now, in your mind's eye, notice something simple yet profound. That beneath you, far beneath the floor, the bed, or the room, the earth is quietly holding everything. Layer after layer of steady ground, soil, stone, roots, deep beneath the surface. And from the base of your spine, or perhaps through the legs and feet, you might imagine gentle roots beginning to extend downward. They grow slowly, naturally, the way roots do. Just quietly reaching downward through the soil, spreading deeper, connecting you to something ancient and stable. The Earth has supported life for millions of years, and it supports you just as effortlessly now. Anything the body has been holding, tension, worry, the leftover alertness of the day, can slowly drain downward through those roots. The Earth absorbs it easily, and in return, something steady begins to rise back upward. A quiet sense of support, of stability. You may notice your breathing slowing a little more, your body becoming heavier, as if the ground itself is gently reminding you that you don't need to hold everything on your own. You might notice simple thoughts beginning to pass through the mind now. I am safe. My body is allowed to rest. The ground beneath me is steady. I am supported more than I realize. My nervous system can settle. I am stable and secure. All my needs are provided for. I remain steady and balanced as I overcome challenges. I trust in my own ability to provide for my most basic needs. I am grateful for the abundance of resources already within me. I am safe. I am grounded. I am secure. And you may begin to discover that there is no need to force these thoughts, that they can simply drift through your awareness, the way clouds move slowly across the sky.